While signing for her father's belongings, the girl accidentally triggered a hidden switch. She opened the box. Inside, she found an old photo of her and her father from when she was a child. As she put the photo away, she noticed a key and a handwritten note tucked inside. Following the instructions on the note, she made her way to the estate where her father once lived. She then located his memorial site, pressed the first letter engraved on the stone, and inserted the key into a concealed lock. Moments later, a hidden chamber opened up. Lara assumed it was just a private collection room, but when she turned on the lights, she was stunned. The basement was packed wall to wall with items. There were statues everywhere, and the walls were covered in photos and research documents. It was clearly a secret research facility. As Lara tried to make sense of it all, a video recorder caught her attention. When she played it, she realized it was a message left by her father before he disappeared. He had been searching for proof of another world and had been tracking clues about Himiko. Himiko was known as the Queen of Death. Legend said that anyone who touched her hand could gain endless wealth and even control the minds of others. Because of that, Himiko was sealed away on Yamatai Island. To prevent that power from falling into the wrong hands, her father had traveled there. After learning the truth behind his disappearance, Lara decided to go to Yamatai to find him. To do that, she bought a boat and set out with her boyfriend, Azu. As they sailed into open waters, they had no idea the danger closing in around them. Yamatai lies within the Devil's Sea, where no ship that enters has ever returned. Sure enough, not long after, they were caught in a violent storm. The waves were so intense that the ship quickly spun out of control. Just as they were about to abandon it, a massive wave slammed the vessel into hidden rocks. The impact threw Lara onto the deck. Before she could even get up, another wave flipped the ship, crashing it against towering cliffs. As the water began to swallow the vessel, Lara sprinted to the bow and dove into the ocean. She escaped the sinking ship, only to be immediately dragged under by the raging waves. Luckily, she was close to shore. The tide carried her onto the beach. Lara struggled her way across the sand, but just as she tried to stand, she saw shadowy figures approaching her. Before she could react, she was knocked unconscious. When she woke up, she had been captured, and her captor was a grave robber named Rake. He had been searching for Himiko's tomb for 7 years, with no success. It wasn't until he found Lara's notebook that he finally located the tomb's coordinates. He then forced Lara to guide them there. On the way, she ran into her boyfriend, Azu. After escaping the wreck, he had gone through the same ordeal. Now he was planning their escape. Azu grabbed a shovel and knocked out a mercenary guard.
Go!
With Azu covering for her, Lara reached the edge of a cliff. With enemies closing in, she stepped onto a narrow log bridge, but slipped and fell straight into the river below. Lara fought desperately in the rushing water. She tried to grab onto the rocks, but the slick surface gave her nothing to hold onto. Ahead of her was a deadly waterfall, and unbelievably, there was a wrecked airplane lodged on the cliffside. At the last possible second, Lara managed to grab onto the plane and pulled herself aboard. But after years of erosion, the wings were barely holding together and could collapse at any moment. Just as the wing gave way, Lara lunged forward and grabbed the fuselage. She hauled herself into the cabin, but before she could catch her breath, the plane lost balance and was dragged toward the waterfall. Lara quickly tore through the rope binding her hands, and at the moment the plane dropped, she grabbed onto a piece of metal. Fortunately, the wreck got wedged between the cliffs, but it couldn't support her weight for long. Before she could even move, the structure began to break apart. That's when Lara spotted a parachute. Even after deploying it, she realized it was riddled with holes, causing her to fall much faster than expected. Somehow she managed to land safely, but as she tried to get up, she realized a branch had pierced her abdomen. The overwhelming pain caused her to pass out instantly. When Lara woke up, it was already night. She sensed danger nearby, and just as she tried to move, someone grabbed her from behind and slammed her to the ground. In that moment, Lara grabbed a rock and knocked the attacker out. Then she spotted a figure in the distance, so she chased it into a cave, only to discover her long-lost father. But instead of a joyful reunion, he scolded her for coming. The next morning, he had vanished again without a trace. Where could he have gone?